Okay, so we did this before on YouTube, and YouTube decided to shadow ban it. So, or not shadow ban it, they just didn't want to like promote it or say it was on my channel. So let me grab a link real quick, and I will... I don't understand how Twitch does this. Like, why in the stream area do you not have a share button? That pisses me off. So now I gotta go to my channel. There we go. And now I can hit the share button if I can find my link. Where is it? Nope. Share, here we go. Just give me the URL. Make sure nobody sees my windows. Just put that over here real quick. Just give me a few seconds, guys, because I gotta change it up. Go to my usual group. Go away. Okay. Delete. All right. Okay, I'm gonna just do that real quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna tweet it out. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. What do I get trying to... That's what I get for working constantly. Okay, so closing out of that window, leaving my stream manager there, moving you over here. Just to put it above my chat. There we go. All right, so let's start back from the top. This is the third time I did this video, because the first time I tried doing it and recording it with the green screen, my camera died in the middle of recording it. And I was just like, I don't want to do this, because there's so much in this document. And then the second time I did it, I was like I was going back to like D&D Beyond multiple times, so I kept switching camera frames while doing this live stream. So I'm just going to do it as is. I am going to reread everything again for the third time, and then I'm going to also go into some D&D Beyond stuff that I found interesting that are the reprints. Because why not? Because why am I even streaming? Tasha's Cauldron of Everything had leaked. Here is a Google Doc from the Reddit thread of all the stuff that has been leaking. However, so they're trying their best to keep up with it. So Tasha's Cauldron of Energy comes out November 17th. We already knew that. It's going to be 192 pages, which is going to be divvied up into 4 kind of chapters revolving around each new topic. Everything in this book is optional, but it is basically Xenothar's Guide to Everything 2. So we're going to dive back into this. I am just so tired of rereading this. At least one new subclass for each of the 13 classes. 22 new subclasses, 5 reprinted subclasses from the other books, not including the Artificer subclasses, because the Artificer is getting completely overhauled in the Tasha's book, which, again, I don't understand why, but when we get to the Artificer, I will actually tell you why. It's kind of, I'm just, what's the word I'm looking, foreshadowing what I'm going to do. The reprints include Order Domain Cleric, Circle of the Spores Druid, from Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, College of Eloquence Bard, and Oath of the Glory Paladin from Theros, and then Bladesinger from Sword Coast. They're getting, they're getting reprinted, and Bladesinger is getting changed up a bit. All of the new subclasses previously appeared in the Unearthed Arcana within the last year and a half. I will argue that it has been probably about 2 years. It's kind of a little, like, back in my mind, kind of remembering, but it's been about 2 years. Most of the content gets a high satisfaction score in the UA survey, and those that didn't either got heavily revised or delayed for a potential future book. So there was a rumor going around, like the revised Ranger, for example, was 3 years out. They were never going to reprint it. I still wish they would, so we have actual documentation in a book that this existed. But classes that were really sought after from the UA did show up in this book. So we're gonna, especially, and a lot of people don't know, the UA survey actually comes from every month after they launch the UA. They have a survey at the Wizard of the Coast website. For the love of God, please do it if you enjoy the Unearthed Arcana stuff, or in general, just reviewing it. Like, I don't want to say reviewing it as like sitting down what I'm doing here, but I mean like actually like reading over it and having, some thoughts about it. Because some of them, especially the last few, like I think I started with the JoJo Bizarre Adventure one. I actually went through and did the revision for it. Anyways, alternate class features for every class, similar to the class feature variant. So these documents here have been out there for a while. And again, I'm going to go into not reading these because they're out there. They've been out for a while. These are official UA stuff. We don't have the time for that. I'll definitely go back to D&D Beyond stuff. So, including spell versatility and 3 new Primal Beast Master companions, as well as some new ones not seen in UA. Jeremy Crawford said in a live stream, which I believe it was D&D Celebration, there are new class features for every class in the player's handbook. So it's possible the Artificer does not get new alternate class features. Really doesn't, because it's just being imported in from Eberron because people have a problem with Eberron. And I will get to it when we get there. It's only a few more slides. Not all subclasses will be equally good at all things, but each... I wish they kind of italicized it, because this is actually what he said. Not all subclasses will be equal to all good at all things, but each will bring something new to your group. All subclass options have to work for all the worlds of D&D. Books include hooks for how to fit each subclass into each D&D setting. A section on changing your subclass, which suggests you can change your subclass to a different one within your class at a level at which you would normally gain a subclass feature. This replaces all previous subclass features with the new with the new one. Suggestions for DMs is to require character train for a number of days equal to their new level and spend 100 gold times their new level. It also may require a quest to make sense of the change. A sorcerer seeking out an ancient dragon blood or blessing for their new choice of bloodline. For example, returning to a previous subclass takes 0 gold and half the time of training. Alternatively, a character might undergo a sudden change as a result of a story element. So this one kind of bothers me because, and I've heard from a lot of people too, if you're going to change, just change like in between sessions and let the DM know. I usually do that. I usually let my players change. Like I was doing this, and I said it in the last video that I was trying to do of this. During Descent to Avernus, I was playing a generic fighter, kind of like a Trevor Belmont, and I wasn't enjoying it. And then once Artificer was legal, I just changed the characters out. Like nothing happened. If you're doing maybe a big campaign and you're probably like, I want to say maybe 12, 15 levels in, and you want to change your character's subclass or like something because you're not feeling it, you're DM might want to do something where it makes a story sense, like have a quest or have you dedicated to time. But if it's really dedicating time has been just problematic for me, because if it's going to take me an X amount of downtime just to learn a cookbook, I'm out. Like, I wouldn't mind having that subclass of being able to be a chef on the side, but then it doesn't make story sense for me. Moving down the list, in UA, they had said more than that more things would be changeable on leveling. It should say on leveling up. Meta magic, cantrips, fighting styles, as an example. Many of these are now changeable on ASI instead. I don't understand the what's the wording on ASI is ability score improvement, but I always thought it was I forget what the other saying is by now, but I said in the last video was I keep mixing up that and an ability score improvement, like ABI or AB something or ASB. I don't know. Okay, so we're getting to the Artificer one. Artificer is a reprint from Eberron Rising of the Last War with some tweaks to make it fit into any world, not just Eberron. So in this document, it's saying that I'm going to go back over here to D&D Beyond. We were looking at the Bard class before I switched to Twitch because YouTube was hiding my shit. We're going to go to Artificer. This was the little paragraph in the book that says Artificers in other words. Eberron, let me just highlight it so I can remember. Eberron is the world mostly associated with Artificers, yet the class can be found throughout the D&D multiverse. In Forgotten Realms, for example, the island of Lantan is home to many Artificers and the world of Dragonlance. Tinkerer gnomes are often members of this class. So, when the book first came out, and I've had this problem, and I would love to do a video on it, however, it just... why should I make another... Like, why should I do a video on classes and books and all that? I feel like it's an oversaturated market. However, let's talk about this here. This being by far stupid. Because I'm going to say 30% of people that wanted the Eberron class were saying that this little paragraph here is what made them legal to use in any campaign. But in Adventurers League, it was still illegal. Like, it was only legal for one session or one adventure event when they were just doing Eberron, and they made it legal for that little event, and then they didn't make it legal again. And a lot of people, especially on D&D Beyond, I was seeing this, it was always it's legal versus it's illegal still. So it being reprinted in Tasha is by far such a stupid thing, because they're basically saying Eberron is a supplementary book for a world, and you are not allowed to use it as a +1 book because it falls under the Ravnica Theros kind of ruling. Okay, but it's still a official class that is legal, because Wizard of the Coast says clearly here that it's legal. It's just your +1 would default to Eberron, and you would have to be basically a player's handbook plus Eberron character. Again, no, they would not allow it. So reprinting it in Tasha is now just getting that argument over with. It is an official class, and it does not matter. Because I love Artificers. I love playing like the mad scientist, basically, of the class, or of the role. So, so yeah, that's basically, that was that argument, and I still hate people to this day that find Artificers to be just unearthly arcana type style characters that should not be allowed at the table. This one I'm looking forward to is new Artificer Infusions. I said in the last video that basically I've always defaulted to the same usual infusions: enhanced weapon, enhanced defense, repeating shot, and returning weapon are the top 4 I've been using for Infusions, so I want to see what the new ones are. I also... Let me check something real quick. Yeah, no, I'll just do it on my phone real quick. Making sure it's still going out. Cool. All right, let's continue on. So I'm looking forward to what the new ones are. I always default to... I don't always default to it, but if I need to, repeating magic item, like Bag of Holding, it's mostly common magic items. I don't really use that one. Would love to, but I never really need to grab a Bag of Holding. I don't really use a Bag of Holding. Artillerist, Alchemist, and Battlesmith are reprinted, which is great. I always play as an Alchemist, but I always find Artillerist to be somewhat broken because you feel like the engineer from TF2. But Battlesmith I actually kind of want to try now. I gotta see what class I defaulted as I think I did default as... Let me check real quick because I can't do this anymore. I have to know. Everybody knows my character, so it doesn't matter. We'll just delete that real quick. Where is my... Here we go. Duke. Edit. This is the one I'm playing in the Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign that's on the Tales from the Basement. Artificer. I'm a level 3, so let me see. I have not made it yet. Okay. Damn it. So we will find out in the next level if I'm going to take battle. I might probably take Battlesmith. It sucks that I can't, but I know why I took a second level in... Well, let me see. Because I have to have that... I have one that's preset already at level 8 because we're doing Tyrion of Dragons. I'm eventually going to die. So, what I choose? No, I have not chosen it yet. So I guess I will end up choosing... I probably will choose Battlesmith, and then just... maybe I'll talk to my friend that's DM in Horde of the Dragon Queen and like make my dog an NPC for the party. Give me one quick second as I hit play on the music. So yeah, I think I might try in Horde of the Dragon Queen. I might try Battlesmith, even though I'm a wizard, even though I'm an Outback mage. Armor specifications lets you sling lightning, master spells both old and new, and create and customize armor. I don't understand why they have this bullet point here because I think it's referring to the armory thing, but again, it probably is updated new. This got updated this morning. I'm going to skip the homunculus art. I have tried homunculus before, and I find them to be somewhat annoying. Where'd I put my... my box is over here. Because I did actually print a custom homunculus out for my campaign. Let me see if I can find him. I think he's in this one. Yeah, it sucks because I have like a different light on right now. Here we go. So my homunculus for Descent into Avernus is actually a brain slug from Futurama. That's what I actually did. I have played him, so... would I probably play Artificer again, though? I probably would. I love it. It's my favorite class as of 5e. Just because, again, mad scientist. New descriptions of how Artifice might fit into other worlds, including... Let me highlight this again for those really rude people out there that believe Artificers is not allowed. Forgotten Realms, Dragonlance, Mystra, and... Greyhawk and the City of Slink. I wonder, like, where Greyhawk is in 5e, because everybody loves 5e's. Forgotten Realms. Everybody loves Greyhawk, and they want Greyhawk in 5e. There we go. So that happens when I don't get enough sleep. I feel like I didn't wake up this morning. That's why. All right. Armorer, which is aka the Iron Man class from UA. Defensive field is now limited to proficiency use per long rest. Second skin changed to dampening field, now gives advantage on stealth checks, but doesn't negate disadvantage from armor. Okay, so when I was reading this before in the last stream, that was confusing the hell out of me because I actually thought you roll advantage, but you have to take the lower one, which makes it disadvantage. Basically, it's saying that they cancel out. So it's basically going to be a straight roll, but if you have regular armor, you get the advantage? I don't know. Let me reread it. On stealth checks, but does not negate disadvantage on armor. Stating they cancel out. In functions, straight roll if the armor normally gives disadvantage. Advantage if the armor doesn't provoke disadvantage. So that's basically it, which makes no sense. Just not at all. Like, I don't know why I even have that. Battlesmith, Iron Defender wording has changed. We read this on stream already, and I'll go back and read it. Why did I close out of D&D Beyond? Let me do that real quick. Need to keep D&D Beyond open. Don't know why I did that. We're going to go over and read the Artificer's Iron Defender class. Or Iron Defender, again, because I want to die. At third level, your tinkering has bonded your fate. You a faithful companion, a Steel Defender. It is friendly to you and your companions, and it obeys your commands. See this creature's game stats in the Steel Defender stat block, which is right here below. You determine the creature's appearance, whether it has 2 legs or 4 legs, or your choice has no effect on the game and its stats. I'm just going to speed through this as fast as I can. In combat, the Steel Defender shares your initiative counter, aka it goes right after you. It moves and uses its reaction on its own. The only actions it can take on its turn is dodge action unless you take a bonus action on it to use a command, as in dash, disengage, help, hide, or search. Again, if you've played a ranger class, that's basically it. If the mending spell is cast on it, it regains 2d6 hit points. If it dies within the last hour, you can use your smithing tools as an action to revive it, provided you are in 5 feet of it and you expend a spell slot of a level 1. We already checked and see. You only have 1 spell slot at third level. So yeah, that's pretty much that's all I would do. Is I'd probably get rid of all my level 1 spell slots and just repair it, and then just use level 2 and cantrips for my wizard class. The Steel Defender returns to life after a minute, and all of its hit points are restored. At the end of a long rest, you can create a Steel Defender with your smithing tools. If you have smithing tools with you. If you already have one, it's going to immediately kill the other one, so you can't have 2. And then it's vigilant. Your defender cannot be surprised. It deflects attacks, and the Might of the Master, it's get a proficiency bonus increased by 1, defense skills and saving throw bonuses above. No idea, probably over here. The bonuses to hit and damage of its rear attack number, just basically they get a bonus attack. Not bonus attack, as bonus proficiency kind of thing. Alright, and that's pretty much it for Iron Defender. So that was the wording that is probably changing. Brought in line with the Drake Ranger. Now this one caught my attention because I thought the Drake Ranger was UA, but I guess I might be losing my mind. So Steel Defender can't act while you're incapacitated. It basically, and I've said it for the longest time, is basically when you do a Beast Companion, it's basically another you that you just have additional actions on your turn to do. Other is Armor of Magic Strength, no longer requires you at level 10. Artificers get Green Flame and Booming Blade cantrips. Now this one I will say I will do because I actually did try Booming Blade on my Smokey the Bear, which if you don't know my Smokey the Bear, it is of course the Barbarian subclass wizard, and I enjoy Booming Blade, and I kind of want to try Green Flame Blade now after that. Moving on to the Barbarian. Jesus Christ, this is such a large document. I hate this so much, but I am doing it because content. And I figure live chat would be talking, but I'm getting over here. So yay. Path of the Wild Magic. This, of course, was, I believe... yep, it was right. It is... Do not care, go away. Damn pop-ups. It was D&D Celebration. D&D Celebration, of course, was a live event celebrating D&D, and it had a couple things going on. This is out there. It's free, and you could probably use it now in your tables if the game allows it. But I digress. I'm going to wait for the book. The new was Path of the Beast. That was the new class that was announced from the leak. No information yet as of right here is that class. We'll get to it in a second. Alternative class features Primal Knowledge, 3rd level, and Instinct Pounce, 5th level. This is a UA, not going to read it. If you don't know it, you should look it up. It's easy to find. It's free. However, UA is DM's discretion only. Players can use it, but the DM has the final say. Path of the Beast. Bite now heals proficiency modifier instead of con mod. It also heals you if you're below half health. Tail attack also is nerfed. A level 10 Infectious Fury is proficiency modifier instead of using con modifier. Call of the Hunt at level 14 changed from granting reckless attack to granting damage bonus. Also proficiency modifier uses instead of con modifier now. I think that was announced way back that they were going to be changing that because of the con modifier. Other is free barbarian skill proficiencies at 3 and 7. Instinct Pounce is no longer a swap. It is free at level 7, giving all barbarians a burst of movement the turn they're raged. Wow, I thought my English was bad. I am just going to say whatever I feel like at this point. Now we're all caught up. We did this in the last stream that YouTube decided to hide. We are now up to Bards. Okay, the College of Creation uses the primordial powers of Song of Creation, can animate objects. The College of Eloquence is a reprint of Theros. Let's go back and read the Theros College of Eloquence Bard. Can I please get back to the top? Here we go. Boo boo. Bard. Eloquence. And I actually, after reading this, I actually prefer being a Glamour Bard for my Dragon board. However, let's reread this again for the video. Adherence of the College of Eloquence masters the art of oratory. Persuasion is regarded as a higher art and well-reasoned, well-spoken argumentative often provides more persuasion than facts. The bards, wielding a blend of logic and theater wordplay, winning over skeptics and distractors with logic arguments and plucking heartstrings to appeal to the emotions of the audience. Silver Tongue, 3rd level. You master at saying the right things at the right time. When you make a charisma or persuasion or deception check, you treat a d20 of a roll of a 9 or lower as a 10. So you basically, it's a basic auto pass for low level stuff. Unsettling Word is a level 3. You spin your words laced with magic that unsettling a creature causes doubt in itself. A bonus action, you can expend one of your bardic inspirations, choosing one creature within 60 feet of you to roll the inspiration die, and you subtract it from their next saving throw, to making them at the start of the next turn. So they basically rolling the bardic inspiration die. It gives them a negative modifier on saving throws. Unfailing Inspiration. Your inspirational words are so persuasive that others feel driven to succeed. When a creature adds one of their bardic inspiration dice to their ability score, attack, or saving throw, the creature gets to keep that bardic inspiration die. It's a level 6 ability. Universal Speech. This one I actually do enjoy, and I wish I had it as a Glamour Bard, but apparently that is a no. You gain the ability to make your speech intelligible to any creature. As an action, you choose one or more creatures within 60 feet up to number equal to your charisma modifier, limited to one creature. The chosen creature can magically understand you, regardless of the language you speak, for 1 hour. Once you use the feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a long rest or expend a spell slot. Infectious Inspiration I actually do like, and I find this to be pretty much a make it or break it for me for choosing this Bard class. When you succeed inspiring someone... Need some water for my throat. When you successfully inspire someone, the power of eloquence now spreads to someone else. When a creature within 60 feet of you adds one of their bardic inspiration dies to their ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, and succeeds, you can use your reaction to encourage a different creature other than yourself that can hear you within 60 feet, giving a bardic inspiration die without expending a bardic inspiration. You can use this reaction a number of times equal to the charisma modifier, minimum of once, and regain it after a long rest. So that's basically the Eloquence Bard being reprinted in Tasha, basically, which is actually pretty good. I actually do enjoy it. I definitely still would probably be a Climber Bard because I prefer having disguises. Additional Bard spells added into the Bard list includes Color Spray, Command, Aid, Enlarge, Reduce, Mirror Image, Intellect Fortress, Mass Healing Word, Slow, and Phantasma Killer. Alternate and additional class features, Magical Inspiration, which is a second level, which is again a UA. We don't know yet, but it's a variant. So they're adding that in. College Eloquence was not changed from Theros, so exactly what I read is what exactly we're going to be getting from the book. At ability score improvement level, bards can now swap a cantrip or swap an expertise skill for another skill that they are have a proficiency in. I have no idea what that's going to be, but that's definitely going to go further down into customization. Cleric. Let's just do it. Order of the Domain Cleric is coming back from Unearth the Arcana. I do not play clerics, so let me find this. Jesus Christ, I have a lot. What is it again? Order Domain. The Order of the Domain represents discipline, as well as devotion to society as an institute, and strictly abides to the laws governing it. On Ravnica, the domain is favored by clerics of the Azural Senator, who sent it to maintain and enforce the law, and the Syndicate. These words I hate so much. Who exploits law and order for the personal gain. On other worlds, gods who grant access to this domain include Bane, Tai, Magir, oh my god. All these gods of basically lawfully good or lawfully evil. Someone will probably say, no, one of those is probably not lawfully good or lawfully evil. However, I know the first two are lawfully good and evil. Bane is evil and Tai is whatever good. I don't even see Helm. Helm is not an option. That's interesting. Nubis is at their... okay. Moving on. The idea of order is a sense of the law above all else, rather than a specific individual or the passing influence of emotion or popular rule. Clerics of order are typically concerned with how things are done, rather than whether an action's results are just. Following the law and abiding its edict is crucial, especially when it benefits these clerics and their guides or deities. Law established heresy also those selected by law to lead must be obeyed. Those who obey must do so to the best of their ability in manner. Law creates an web of obligations that allows society to forge order and security in the chaos of the multiverse. Okay, so that was it. These are the spells you get. I'm not going any further, but that was basically the domain class. It's a reprint. Peace domain is the new one. Yes, this was Unity and Love previously, now renamed as the Peace domain. New is the Twilight domain. Peace domain, level 1 gives you proficiency in Insight, Performance, and Persuasion. Emboldening bonds is now PB. Creatures within 30 feet. I have no idea what proficiency bonus is. That what you wanted? Within 30 feet for 10 minutes. Proficiency bonus uses LR. No idea what LR is. Can't use spell. Oh, long rest. Okay, good. PB uses a long rest to restore. Can't use spell slot. Can't use spell slot to use it again. Protective bonds now lets one bond creature teleport next to another and takes all the damage for them. Shared burdens removes CD. No idea. Yeah, is now Balm of Peace. You can now you can move your speed without provoking attack of opportunities. Any creature within 5 feet of you can heal 2d6 plus wisdom. Each creature can now be healed by this once. Enduring Unity is gone. Peaceful Cleric 17, level 17, is now Embalming Bond of 60 feet and resistance to damage when using Protective Bond. Twilight Cleric is a leak. Second level domain spells are now Moonbeam and Sea Invisibility. Dream was replaced with Misled. Dark Vision is up to 300 feet instead of unlimited. Eyes of the Night now applies to the Wisdom modifier. Number of creatures on use and lasts for an hour once per long rest. More via expending a spell slot. What the heck is CD? CD temporary HP increased by D6 plus Cleric's level instead of D8. 6th level loss of Frightened advantage bonus, and the BA flight lasts for a minute but is now proficiency long rest limited. 17th level now grants you and your allies half cover while using the CD aura. No idea what these letters are. Other channel divinity variants buffed. You can expend and use a channel divinity to regain a spell slot equal to half the proficiency bonus or less. You can do this a number of times equal to half your proficiency bonus per long rest. Blessed strikes now only affect cantrips instead of all spells. Moving on to the Druid. Oh my god. We are doing this for about a half hour so far. About 30 minutes. Jesus Christ. I help. And I don't have anyone in chat. It's kind of sad. Circle of the Spores comes from a reprint of Ravnica. I don't know how I'm doing this. Just so much to read. Circle of the Spores, which came from Ravnica. Druids of the Circle of the Spore find beauty in decay. I'm gonna take another drink. Shit, drop the lid. I need the lid. Sorry. Okay. They see within mold and other fungus the ability to transform lifelessness material into abundance of somewhat strange life. These druids believe that life and death are part of a grand circle or cycle, with one leads to the other and then back again. Death isn't the end of life, but instead changes a state, seeing that life shifts into a new form. Druids of the circle have a complex relationship with the undead. Most likely the druids. They see nothing inherently wrong with the undead, which they consider to be companions to life and death, but these druids believe the natural cycle is healthiest when each segment of it is vibrant and changing. Undead that seek to replace all life with undead or try to avoid passing to a final rest violate the circle and must be a throt. So basically, There you go. That's Circle of the Spores. I don't understand why we didn't have... It's basically a necromancer, a good necromancer druid. That's the best way I could put it. Alright, new wildlife circle... new Circle of Wildfire includes class features enhancing bonds 6, cautionary flames 10, and blazing revival 14 compared to the UA, which again it is over here. Not going to go through it because that's just going to take me more time. I just D&D Beyond just quicker if it's a reprint because I have the book. UA has been out for a long time. New Circle of the Stars. Circle of the Stars no longer has an whatever bonus casting of Guiding Bolt links to personally modifier instead of Wisdom modifier. You could choose to end your straying form appearing you couldn't do before. Oh my god, this is what happens when I don't read the UA. Chilance form bonus is your Wisdom modifier instead of your half your class level. Level 6 Cosmic Omen is unchanged. Level 10 Tinkering Constellations improves your stray form. Archery and chance become 2d8, and while Dragon is active, you have a flight speed of 20 and can hover. 14 Full of Stars gives you an array of stray form resistance of bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. A Circle of Wildlife. Wildlife no longer has access to Fireball. Well, I don't know why. Firelife Spirit damage and summons down a 2d8 from a 2d10. New spell list is Burning Hand, Cure Wounds, Flaming Sphere, Scorching Ray, Plant Growth, Revivify, Aura of Life, Fire Shield, Flame Strike, and Mass Cure Wounds. That makes no sense why you... I guess I get more of a defense then? Why would you take away Fireball? Okay, fighter. New is your psychic, or is your psychic psionic warrior. I don't know why. New is your Rune Knight, which is right here. I tried to say before that it was basically like a Viking type fighting class because it deals with runes, Nordic runes is what I was best describing it. Again, I've never really used UA. Can't really use it anyways. Some runes now have level prerequisites. Stone and Hill runes require a level 7. Rune Knight is a level 18, featuring a lot. Features let them get huge. A section of Battlemaster builds appears to be suits of suggested maneuver feats and fighting styles grouped together to create a build such as Archer, Bodyguard, Brawler, Duelist, Gladiator, and pre-assembled more. New fighting styles include blind fighting, blind sight within 10 feet, throwing weapon fighting, and unarmored fighting. Unarmored fighting includes a d6 plus strength damage, but goes up to a d8 if you're not using a shield or weapon. Leak is the psionic warrior. You gain 2 proficiency modifiers worth a psionic dice and they only use to give either some... This is basically that Bardic Inspiration before with psionic. You either get to... They go away, either use some features to recharge or charge a feature, or when you success a roll check after using a psionic die to try to pass it. Dice comes back after a long rest. Once a short rest, you regain your die as a battle... I don't know, BA. Leak was the runesmith, was saved based on the con save instead of the intelligence. Giants might have a bonus damage. Giants might bonus damage can only be applied only applied to 1 attack per turn. It scales to a D8 at level 10, a D10 at level 18. You can go huge instead of large at level 18. Hill and Storm runes require a level 7. Frost runes is a +2 to your skill and saving throws that use strength and con for 10 minutes. Other is your snipe. Your battlesmith maneuver is now called Quick Toss and only works for throwing weapons. So that changed. Throwing weapons fighting style gives you a +2 to damage instead of 1 in the Unearthed Arcana. Unarmored fighting style has a different wording, now mentioning shields being unavailable to use the D8. The extra D4 damage is applied to one grappled creature at the start of your turn rather than on attacks. Moving on to Monk. Woo! So much to read. Okay, Way of the Mercy, which includes features that imply of mercy. Level 3, Hands of Healing. Level 3, Hands of Harm. Level 3, and Physical Touch compared to the UA. Let's click on the UA real quick and show you that I'm not lying. There you go. Not reading it for this video. It's been about 45 minutes of doing this. Way of the Ethereal Self, aka JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Monk. Level 3 feature not cost 1 key point. When summoning creatures you choose within 10 feet make a dex save or they take 2 martial die of damage. Word of Spirit moved from a level 11 to a level 6. Jesus Christ. Ethereal Self Arms now says the range is 5 feet greater than normal instead of 10 feet, so they made the arms smaller. That's okay, because they gave them a 10-foot reach. Arms now deal force damage instead of radiant or necrotic damage. Wait, I thought they did before. What? They deal force damage instead of radiant or necrotic. Okay. Level 17 now reads you connect with your ethereal self is complete, now allowing you to unleash its full potential. As a bonus action, you could spend 5 key points to summon the arms visually and the body of your ethereal self and awakens it for 10 minutes. This awakened ends early if you're incapacitated or die. While your ethereal self is awakened, you gain the following benefits. Armored of the Spirit, you gain +2 to your armor class. Doesn't make sense at level 17. You gain Ethereal Barrage. Whether you use the extra attack feature to attack twice, you can instead attack 3 times if all the attacks made are made with the arms. A new key point ability that lets you spend key to increase your attack bonus on a miss. Oh, this is basically lucky for Monk. That's what I was trying to remember. It's basically, if you miss, you can activate it to basically make it hit. The DM says you miss, you can add a +2 to your key, max of 3, basically. And it's just lucky for monks. Paladin. Oath of Glory. Here we go. Back to D&D Beyond to look over this real quick. I don't know why they just did not add this into the document. Paladin. There we go. Oath of Glory. Paladins who take the Oath of Glory believe that their companions are descendants to achieve their glory through the deeds of heroism. They train delicately to get encouraged their companions so they can be ready for the call, the Destiny's call. Tenets of Glory. The tenets of glory divined by paladins attempt heroics that might one day shine in legend. Actions over words strive to be known by glorious deeds without words. Challenges are but tests. Face hardship with courage and encourage your allies to face it with you. Hone the body. Like, hello. Sorry, I've been busy. Thanks for stopping by for the stream. Like raw stone, your body must be worked so its potential can be realized. Discipline the soul. You must marshal the discipline, overcoming failings within yourself that threatens to dim the glory of you and your friends. Okay, so that's basically Oath of Glory. Let's go back to the document. And that's basically going to be word for word reprint. So that's right there. The new is going to be Oath of the Watchers. The leak here is going to be Sentinel Aura uses Proficiency modifier instead of Charisma modifier. 15th level Watcher's ability now applies to any Intelligent Wisdom Charisma saving source. Not just spells. Chromatic Orb. Yeah, Chromatic Orb was swapped for Detect Magic. Aurora sees I don't know what that. I hate that word. For seeing invisible, and hollow for scrying. 20 level of Watcher's ability now works on celestials as well as. It should be as well as, and you can use it again if you expend a 5th level spell slot. Other Channel Divinity variant buff. You can spend a use of your Channel Divinity to regain a spell slot equal to. It's basically almost the same wording as the Psionics, which aren't even really coming back in this, which we all thought they were. To regain a spell slot equal to half of the proficiency, you can do this with a number of times equal to half of the proficiency bonus per long rest. Moving on to the Ranger. Woo! 3 new primal Beastmaster companions. The Fey Wanderer and the Swarm Seeker, or Swarm Keeper. I want to bring this up real quick from the UA. Boom. This was a class variant for a Ranger. It is going to be showing up down here. We'll get to it. Alternative class features. The Beastmaster Ranger can now choose the Primal Companion feature instead of the Ranger's Companion, allowing them to select a stat block representative of a Beast of Land, Beast of Sea, and Beast of Sky. Those are going to be the 3. Oh, man. That's what I get for having a science problem right now. You command it as a bonus action. Otherwise, it takes it. It's basically like the Steel Defender we just read earlier. It takes the dodge action. You can also sacrifice one attack when you have extra attack. That makes no. You can sacrifice one attack when you have extra attack. It also acts during your turn, and will make actions of your own choice, if you are incapacitated. Oh, so that's why it's different from Steel Defenders. Okay. If it dies, you can bring it back to life seamlessly by spending a spell slot. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty weird. So what happens if you... What if you subclass Steel Defend, like a Battlesmith with Steel Defender and that? I'd probably look into it to just have 2 creatures. That'd be really bad. Alternate class features. Level 6 Roving and level 10 Tireless. Optional class features. Drift Explorer. It replaces Natural Explorer as Canny as one of the potential benefits, as in the UA we had just clicked on. Level 1 Drift Explorer features replaces Natural Explorer, gains experience or expertise in one of the following skill proficiencies. At level 6, your speed increases by 5 feet. At level 10, as an action, you can give yourself a temporary hit HP equal to 1d8 plus Wisdom modifier. Proficiency bonus times per long rest. In addition to when you finish a short rest, your exhaustion is decreased by 1. Level 1 Favored Foes replace Favored Enemy feature and works with Foe Slayer. When you hit a creature with an attack roll, you may mark it as a favored enemy for 1 minute until you lose concentration. First time you hit it, each turn you do 1d4 damage, 1d6 at level 6, 1d8 at level 14. You use this bonus action, or use this proficiency bonus time per long rest. Level 2 additional Ranger spells. Entangled Seeming Smite Aid, Enhance Ability, Gust of Wind, Magic Weapon, Summon Beast, Elemental Weapon, Meld into Stone, Revivify, Summon Fey, Level 2, Fighting Styles, Options, Blind Fighting, Druidic Warrior, Throwing Weapon Fighter, Level 2, Spellcasting Focus. You can use a Druidic Focus for Ranger spells, Level 3. So they're basically making the Ranger like a half Druid. Primal Awareness, additional Spell slots 3, speak with animals 5, beast sense 5 or 9, speak with plants 13, locate creature 17, commence with nature 4, martial the versatility. At ASI levels, you can swap your fighting style for another. You can normally learn level 10 nature's vest. Oh god, I'm so tired. As a bonus action, you become invisible until the start of your next turn. Player proficiency bonus times per long rest. Beastmaster companions also included, as in the UA Beastmaster stuff, which is basically still going to be sea, land, and sky. Fey Wanderer, Dreadful Strike has trimmed bonus action usage and now has its extra 1d4 per creature per turn on. Weapon attacks scale to 1d6 at 11. Advantage on Charm and Frighten was moved to a 7. Wisdom, wow, it's not the same people over and over that's writing these. Wisdom, it's a plus to wisdom or Wisdom to charisma moved to 3. Billaging twist got moved to 7. And in my music pause, yes, there we go. Can you please stop with the super clicking here? And it lost its reaction damage. Level 11 is now a non-concentration 1 minute long summoning Fey, 15 level. Misty Stuff must have you bring someone, will let you bring someone along, and Smite is gone. So they're losing Smite, which never made sense when they had Smite. Swarm Seeker, I actually remember being hilarious because you could basically attack with a swarm of bees. However, this gets Mage Hand at level 3, Arcane Eye instead of Giant Insect. Swarm lasts until you die. When you hit a creature, Swarm can do once per turn 1d6 piercing instead of force. Force targets to create a strength save or be moved to 15 feet. Move to 15 feet. Or move you 5 feet horizontally. Riffling Tide is now just fly speed with a hover requiring a BA, no idea. Proficiency bonus / long rest, probably proficiency bonus per long rest. 11 feature increase swarm damage to a D8 and target can fall prone if it fails the strength save, or give half cover when you move by the swarm. 15, you can call yourself resistance. Wait, you can give yourself resistance when you take damage and teleport 30 feet. Proficiency bonus per long rest. Rogue, oh my god, so close to being almost done with this document. Phantom and Soul Knife. Phantom, level 3, necrotic damage instead of psionic damage, because they're getting rid of most of the psionic stuff. Level 9, 9th level is now has a token cap. That's weird. And allows you to destroy a token to use waves without expending a normal use. Damn it. Every time I want to sneeze, I gotta take a drink of water. You can also destroy a trinket and ask the spirits to associated with that trinket one question, and it can lie. Level 17 Phantom can now regenerate, or now regenerates a free trinket if you lack them. Ghost Walk has been unchanged from the Unearthly. Soul Knife, you gain 2 proficiency bonuses, times 2 proficiency modifiers worth of psionic dice. This is basically the lucky for the rogue, which this I find broken. And they go away either by using some feature, recharging a feature, or having a success on a check after using your sonic die to try to pass it. The dice come back after a long rest. Once per short rest, you regain that die for a bonus action. I guess it's bonus action. Level 17, Soul Knife can stun for about a minute. Other rogues get steady aim at level 3. Okay. Using a bonus action to take advantage on your next attack. Works with range and melee. Alright, so this one I was trying to say it in my other video, but they thought the name was going to be Psionic Mind or Aberration Mind. Or Aberrant Mind. But it's Aberrant Mind is a Psionic themed sorcerer, and conflicting information regarding the final title of this subclass, either Psionic Mind or Aberration Mind. Most sources are saying Psionic Mind. However, it's already been announced that it's Aberration Mind. And it looks like a clickable link. Boom. That's basically the art. Okay. New updated Clockwork Soul. 2 new meta magic options, one which is Seeking Spells. New Sorcerer Origin gets additional spells known. Aberrant Mind. Let me check my stuff. Good to know. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. That makes me feel a little bit better to do this on Twitch versus YouTube. What was the other thing I was going to say? Also, if you see the goblin, click on the goblin and hit subscribe. Should be a way to bring it up. I don't know. I think the rest of the day, I'm going to take to studying more on Twitch because I forget how to do Twitch so much. Okay, let me go over here real quick. Oh my god. That's pretty sad they still kept it unlisted. Anyway, we're going to continue on. Aberrant Mind. Spells known table in large spell list for new subclasses. Aberrant Mind. Whenever you gain a sorcerer level, you can replace one of your spells to gain from this feature with another spell of the same level. The new spells must be now I remember. This one is like either like a divinative or enchantment spells from your sorcerer, warlock, or wizard spell list. Does not get a pseudo mage armor at level 1. Clockwork is the same thing, except for you do aberration or transmutation. Other 2 new meta magic options. An eerie spell has been renamed to Seeking Spell. 2 sorcery points to reroll a spell attack, and elemental spell has been renamed, but no name yet. Warlocks, I don't play them. Warlocks, paladins, and clerics I don't play. Genie patrons let you choose an element for the genie and decides what kind of vestige they dwell in. Each genie includes an extra spell to choose from, including Wish spell. In the full preview, this was, I believe, D&D Celebration. Please go away. There we go. Yeah, and that's all right here, and it's been out for, I think, about a month or so. And it's free to use, and it's going to be in Tasha. So, new is the Phantomless, previously called Lurker of the Deep. New Eldritch Invocations. The Phantomless expands the spell slot and creates or destroys water, thunder wave, gust of wind, silence, lightning bolt instead of bold, sleet storm, control water, summon elemental, water only. Gibbsby's hand appears as a tentacle instead of a hand. Cone of Cold, level 1, summoning a tentacle within 60 feet of as a bonus action that lasts up to 1 minute. Melee spell attack against one creature within 10 feet of the tentacle for 1d8, and speed is reduced by 10. 2d8 at level 10. Can move 30 feet per round, and bonus action attack again. Summon proficiency modifier per long rest. Level 1, 40 feet of swim speed, and can breathe underwater. Level 6, resistance to cold damage. Also, when fully submerged, can understand any other creature that is fully submerged. They can understand you. Level 6, when someone is damaged within 10 feet of your tentacle, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage by 1d8, 2d8 by level 10. Level 10, you learn Evan's Black Tentacle. It counts as a Warlock spell for you, but doesn't count against the number of spells you know. That was weird that it just stopped randomly. You can cast it once without a spell slot per long rest. You gain a temporary hit points when you cast, and damage can't break your concentration on this spell. Level 14, as an action, you can teleport yourself and up to 5 others to 1 mile to a body of water you've seen once per long rest. That would help if you need to get out in a pinch with the party. The other can change the pack boon at ASI levels. Investment of the Chainmaster invocation now allows you to attack with your familiar as a bonus action to each turn. But now I'm losing my sight. But now needs to breathe. Can use a reaction to give your familiar damage resistance. No new Pact of the Blade invocations. Eldritch Armor invocations have been cut. Eldritch Mind no longer requires Tome. Talismans work differently. You may add 1d4 when you fail an ability check proficiency modifier per long rest. Do you now need to get told when you fail a check with multiple levels of success? What? Or at least get a full acknowledgement of failure occurring. That is weird. How many more? Okay, we're almost there. Wizard class. New spellbook options. There will be a new version of Bladesinger Wizarding School, originally printed in the Wizards. God, I deleted it again. I closed out of D&D Beyond, so let me fix that real quick. D&D Beyond. Okay, here we go. Wizard, Bladesinger, let's read on it. And I know it's just a racial feat. Bladesingers are elves who bravely defend their people and lands. The elf wizards are masters of the school of sword fighting, grounded in traditions of arcane magic. In combat, a Bladesinger uses a series of innate, elegant maneuvers that fend off harm and allow the Bladesinger to channel magic to devastating attacks. It says restriction, elves only. That's going away. So I'm not going to read the rest of this. That was in Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. No elf racial restrictions. Bladesong features can be now used a number of times equal to the proficiency bonus and refreshes on a long rest. Extra attack now includes the ability to cast a cantrip once as one of your attacks. I already do that as a homebrew rule. You can cast a cantrip as your bonus action, so I don't understand why Bladesingers are only getting that. I digress. Order of the Scribe, compared to its UA, which they don't have the link for it. The Wizard's Quill doesn't have the cost of the transcribing spells, but the time is reduced to a few minutes. There are additional changes as well. Bladesinger is now proficiency modifier used per long rest. Your level 6 extra attack now replaces one of your attacks with a cantrip. This is written to be an extra attack feature. No racial restrictions, no other changes. Crossbow expert, Bladesinger, anyone. Referring to the fact that you can basically combine those two and be a broken class. Leak, Order of the Scribe, level 2 features slight changes. Level 6 and level 10 features swapped. Manifesto Mind changed. You can't see and hear the spell using the spellbook's sense, but it can telepathically share what it sees and hears. Your spellbook is entangled and no longer has HP or armor class, etc. It also once per long rest or until you spend a spell slot. Any level is used. One with the word is level 14. It gives advantage on Arcana checks. There's no teleport and doesn't bring you back to life. Instead, it can prevent all damage as reaction once per long rest. It can do that. If you do that, there is the 3d6 combined spell level thing. Again, that's not my broken English here. And you drop to 0 HP if the spellbook doesn't have enough levels. But the spells are temporarily lost. They return after 1d6 long rest. Quills no longer half the gold cost, but can transcribe the spells in a couple of minutes. You can only change the damage type of spell of the equivalent level. If you upcast them as they count as the spell slot used, you can swap the damage type with the spell at that level. Other wizards can swap cantrips on a long rest at level 3, which again, I thought you could just do that regularly on a long rest. It's just preparing all that, but I guess wizards get that advantage. Miscellaneous. Customized character origin story similar to This Is Your Life in the Xanathar's Guide to Everything, including magical origins and backstory. Multiple Psionic themed subclasses featuring an evolved version of the previous playtests of the Psionic mechanics. New creatures. This may be referring to summoning creatures in primal companions, and the new mimic monster stat block. Races. The new lineage system allows new customization of characters. That includes the ability skill modifier, disentangling personal traits from cultural traits. Players can create completely new custom lineages disconnected from anything in the player's handbook with a fill-in-the-blank template. AKA, I thought this was going to be kind of like Ancestry from Pathfinder. Removal of negative racial modifiers from kobolds and orcs from Volo's Guide to Monsters is updated in pre-assembled, reprinted versions. Time and time again, and I forgot to bring this up earlier, people forget this, and I'm actually going to probably do a separate video on this if I want. Probably leading up to the book, maybe like a week or two. People literally forget that kobolds and orcs have a negative modifier. I have to remind players all the time, and it has been so hard to keep track of why they have this negative modifier and who has reported that they have it, because I keep losing evidence every time. Because I remember when Eberron came out, people didn't know that the orcs were getting a plus. They were getting rid of their racial negative modifier. And I had to literally explain to them they have it, and there's another class that had it too. And they're like, no, there's no classes that have negative. No, there are 2 classes in this in 5th edition that have negative, and they're the only ones that have it. But I digress. I could probably make a video about it. The lineage system removes racial prerequisites for feats. Races from Player's Handbook are considered the archetypes version of those races, but the new origins will let you create exceptional members of that race. You can apply your ability score bonus however you like. So basically, it's going to be the list that's going to show up in a few minutes. Potential preview of the new racial customization of Rime of the Frost Maiden season and Adventurers League. Appendix and link. Where did it go? Literally just clicked it. There we go. So this, what they're referring to is the appendix in Rime of the Frost Maiden Adventurers League rulings. So let's roll down here. Appendix 1. Customizing your origin of your character. Here is the proficiency squat list, and we'll see it in the document in a second. It's literally right here, bigger. All right. Okay, skip that. It is likely the new Volo's Guide to Monsters errata, not the optional rule, mind you, but the errata, which makes some significant changes to the Goliath, Trident, Cobalt, and Orc player races. Is a preview of what we can expect as far as previously reported revisions to the Cobalt and Orcs in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, specifically the errata removing the negative modifiers from kobolds and orcs and replacing the orcs' menacing trait entirely and giving them the inherent Primal Intuition. You have a proficiency in 2 of the following skills, including animal handling, insight, intimidation, medicine, nature, and perception, and survival. New lineage system allows you to rearrange +2 and +1, but you can't add them up to make a +3. Mountain Dwarf does let you reassign Mountain Dwarfs to +2s, and you can also change your language and proficiency. Certain proficiencies can be swapped for the other proficiencies. Sidebar: custom lineage. You can pick no race. You can pick no race at all and create your own custom lineage by selecting your own traits. Similar to the variant human, you can pick a +2 to any ability score of your choice and pick a feat and decide if you're a dark vision and have proficiencies go. To sum it up and state it plainly, the customize your origin selection says that the racial options in the player's handbook are intended to be representative of the classic adventurers of the race. NPCs aren't even assumed to get these racial options. You are allowed to be a non-conforming member of your race, switching your ability scores and increasing to whatever stat you'd like, as long as they don't both go into the same stat and they don't increase your score over 20. You can substitute out any language you get for a list of languages, which excludes exotic languages. However, your DM says it is available to choose from. You can replace proficiencies with following the chart: proficiency skill replacement, armor, simple or martial weapons or tools, simple weapon or tools, martial weapon, simple martial weapon or tools or simple weapon. Customized lineage has no additional feats. They are an entirely +2 to an ability score, feature a feat or dark vision as a proficiency skill. Spells. The book contains spells for both player characters and monsters. 9 new conjuration spells to summon spirits. Upcasting these spells increase the spirit's HP, attack bonus, and more. Each spell has two spell options. The spell range from 2 to 6, from 2nd level to 6th level, and each one action cast has a range of 90 feet and has to be SVW components, with the material components being a costly item. Each concentration is 1 hour. Summoning spell, Summoning spells is more eloquent. Enjoying the way to summon creatures than the ones in the player's handbook. The player's handbook options are coexistent, but these do something different, faster and easier to engage with than looking up a monster stat block. Stat blocks is just right in the spells. Summoning creatures can be customized. New Blade of Disaster is a reprint from Rime the Frost Maiden. I hate my life already. Let's go read that real quick. Oh my god. And I've been reading for almost an hour and 20 minutes. Go to Rime the Frost Maiden. Magic items. Give me a second. Wizard spells. Here we go. Blade of Disaster is a level 9 conjuring spell. Concentration duration up to a minute. You create a blade-shaped planar rift about 3 feet long in an unoccupied space you can see within range. The blade lasts for the duration. When you cast a spell, you make up to 2 melee attack spell attacks with the blade, each one against a creature, loose object, or structure within 5 feet of the blade. On a hit, the target deals 4d12 force damage. The attack scores a critical hit with the number of the d20 is higher than 18. On a critical hit, the blade deals an extra 8d12 force damage, a total of 12d12 damage. A bonus action on your turn, you move the blade up to 30 feet unoccupied space that you see and up to 2 melee attacks again. The blade can be harmless, pass through barriers, including Wall of Force. So that was Blade of Destruction. Okay, let me find it again. Is reprinted from the Frostfingers, but created Magi and Frostfingers surprisingly are not. Created Megans would have been nice to have. Frostfingers would be a default to have as well. This section of the personalization spells, which mostly seem to be able to flavor a spell, might suggest changing a damage type or altering the effect a bit. There is no magic themes table which provides suggestions for the theme spell selection and mechanic changes or cosmetic alters. Leak. Spirit Shroud upcast damage and reduced from a 1d8 to a 1d8 per 2 turns. 2 levels. Sorry about that. Summon Construct spell for an Artificer, Clockwork, Sorcerer, and Wizard has a 3 variants: clay, metal, or stone. Booming Blade Green Flame Blade now targets itself. Notably, this locks them out of using with Twin Spell, Spell Sniping, and Warcasters. Complete spell list. Doom, Blade of Destruction, we already read. Booming Blade, an invocation spell. It's a reprint. Do I even have to read it? I guess I do. Back to the top. I can't even remember. It's definitely a wizard spell. We'll just go here. As part of your action used to cast the spell, you must make a melee attack with a weapon against one creature with a spell's range. Otherwise, the spell fails. On a hit, the target suffers the attack's normal effect, but it becomes sheared in booming energy. Until the start of your next turn, the target willingly moves. Before then, it will immediately take 1d8 thunder damage, and the spell ends. The spell's damage increases to reach higher levels, adding 1d8 and then 2d8 and all that. So there you go. That was Booming Blade. That was a waste of a few minutes. Intellect Fortress is now level 3. Lightning Lore Cantrip is reprinted from Sword Coast. Woo! Let's see if we can find it. Lightning Lore. They're all in alphabetical order. Lightning Lore. You create a slash of lightning energy that strikes one creature of your choosing, and you can see within range. The target must succeed a strength saving throw or be pulled up to 10 feet straight in a straight line towards you and take 1d8 lightning damage if you are within 5 feet of you. The spell damage increases 1d8 blah 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 by 5th, 11, and that just goes up by 2s. That was again a waste. Mind Slither is actually a D&D celebration. Right here, it's been out for a while. It's basically a psionic damage type spell. I believe so. If not, sorry about that. Alright. All summon spells names below have been updated, removing spirit from each name. Summon Aberration, Summon Beast, Summon Ancestral, Summon Construct, Summon Elemental, Summon Fae, Summon Fiend, Summon Shadowspawn, Summon Undead. New Sword Burst. Oh my god. Sword Burst reprint from you get the point, from Sword Coast. A lot of things from Sword Coast got reprint from what it looks like. Sword Burst. You create a monetary circle of spectral blade that sweeps around you. Each creature within range other than you must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 force damage. The spell increases by 1d6. Each 5, 11, and 17 by 2. Tasha's Cauldron Brew is at level 1. Tasha's Otherworldly Gust is level 6. Tasha's Mind Whip is a 2nd level spell. Here you go. It's another one of the D&D celebrations that they had already announced that has already been out. There you go. I really don't want to read that. I don't want to read non-document stuff to keep the time down because we're already up to almost an hour and a half. Note: a spell called Lightning Strike was initially reported as being on the Artificer spell list, but has been misreported, likely supposedly to be lightning lore. Feats: there will be new feats, multiple feats on multiple classing in new ways, says Forbes. Not sure what they mean by that, but expected from the recent feats UA that they had just announced a few weeks ago. There you go. It was more like diet subclassing. Feats: Artificer, Initiate, Chef, Crusher, Uldric, Adept, Fate Touched, Fighting Initiate, Gunner, which I don't know how they're going to do Gunner because there's no guns in D&D and they really don't want us to have guns. Meta Magic Adapt swapped only on an ASI levels, not any level. Piercer leaked has been Poisoner. Bonus action application can be used on ammunition now. Shadow Touch has been leaked, gives invisibility instead of darkness. Skill Expert Slasher Telekinetic has been leaked. No prerequisite intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Invisible Mage Hand, like the Unearthed Arcana. Bonus action to shove 5-foot strength save. Telepath. No prerequisite again. Doesn't give the creature the ability to respawn in a language you know. Doesn't bypass languages. Compoundless. Detect thoughts once per day. Magic items. There are new magic items that include campaign-defining artifacts and magical tattoos. These aren't just +1/+2 weapons. They are super flavorful and mechanically really good. Rarity ranges from uncommon to legendary. New class-specific magic items. Magic spellbooks that include spells that can be used as a spellcast focus for spellcasters. Bell Branch, a tree limb spellcasting focus for the Druids and Warlocks. A spellbook for wizards that seem like a romance novel but contains a bunch of illusionary spells. Extra planar shards for sorcerers. Many of these magic items can be renewable changes. Why is that capitalized? The Taraka deck is also an artifact which can trap trap spirits, and has already been used to trap evil beings from who they could not get out. Demonicon of Ilias is a book. We know that. Mighty of the Servant of Lekul, Croc of the these names, and Baba Yaga's Mortar and Peasants leaked the new Artificer spell or magic. Oh my god, new Artificer magic items can be transformed into an artistry tools of its choice. No matter what it turns into, you have proficiency in it. While holding it, it gives you a save DC spell cast attack roll bonus. Once per day for 8 hours, cast any cantrip from any class list if you know it. Available in +2, +4, and +1, +2, +3 variants. Spellbooks that come with a +1, +2, +3 variants gives bonus spell attacks, save DCs, increase the number of spell slots, and regains by 1 when using Arcane Recovery. That's pretty good. I've used that once. Sorcery Magic gives you bonus spell attacks, save DC, and regains 5 sorcery points once per day when you roll your hit die. A similar item for Paladins and Clerics. Details are unknown at the moment. A Ranger and Druid item that lets you hide in lightly obscured areas as a bonus action even if you're being observed. A very rare wizard item with a bunch of cantrips, some free spell attacks, and the ability to a few times per day substitute a spell wizard spell can cast and spend a minute swapping and preparing spells. Magic tattoos. Magic tattoos description seems to be a very close of the UA tattoo based on rarity. Again, over here, UA, not going to read it. DM's tools. One magical tattoo improves unarmored AC. The tattoo from a D&D Beyond or D&D Celebration, and then the other one I believe below it was also D&D Celebration as well. Okay, DM's tools. The book contains rules, supernatural environments, and natural hazards, which I'm actually looking forward to. New natural hazards include avalanches and falling into water. Paralyzing with monsters, not a heavy rule system, but just some tables DMs can roll on to decide what a monster might want to instead of conflict. Session 0 guidelines. Oh my god. No. Session 0 guidelines. Guidelines for setting ground rules about the group and is comfortable or uncomfortable with. Holy shit, if they bring up rape in this, I'm gonna rage. I am gonna rage. Because this shit should not be a thing. It should not be a thing. Session 0 is to help you build characters and talk about the plot a bit. But if it's dealing with comfortable and uncomfortable situations, you should not be doing uncomfortable situations to begin with. I'm sorry I'm yelling, but that should not be a thing. New puzzles designed by, no idea what this lady's name is, sorry. And traps that can be dropped into your game. Puzzles require teamwork. Required to be in bold. Puzzles often test the player rather than the character, but the player could turn to their character and say, "Welp." I should say help, but so puzzles can also indicate hint checks, ability check systems for DMs to help prevent overcoming obstacles. I could probably use that in Dino Island. Tells the DMs what players learn if succeeds. Complete puzzle list is all that glitter, creature painting, a display of daggers. Here is the preview. It will load. This was already released a little bit ago, but that's basically how that puzzle is. Exact change, Eye of the Beholder, 4 elements, 4x4, a medium difficulty puzzle. Haunted Hallway is a difficult puzzle. Illusion Land and Material Composition is a medium puzzle. Members only. Reckless Step, Skeleton Key, and What's on the Menu. Magical environments. Magical environments are perfect for high-end and high-level encounters. Magical environments include Eldritch Storm. That's pretty cool. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna keep that. Save. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna save it over here for right now. Cool. I kind of like that. New Eldritch Storm types: Flail Wind, Flame Storm, Necrotic Tempest, and Thrice Howl. Magical and Primal Fruits. Magical road that folds on space itself like a wormhole. A mirror dimension. That's what I like, because I wrote in a mirror dimension. Where things in the mirror dimension come to life. Mimic colony, where everything is a mimic. New includes the stat block. Magical spring. Cool. Magical trees. Regional haunted by the ghosts. And regional where magic is unraveling. Group patrons. A full chapter of the book dedicated to group patrons, as this was from Eberron Rising of the Last War. Each group patron options come from its own perks and types of assignments. Group patrons are powerful for NPCs. Holy crap, I cannot believe I have to now go back over to Eberron. Group patrons, here we go. When creating a characters of Eberron campaign, consider choosing a patron of your adventuring party. This section describes general categories of patrons and also explains each kind of patron across the coast of Corvin. Work as a team with your DM to select a group's patron. as an alternative, your characters can form their own organization that might be one day stand along with the great powers of the world. Mostly Dragonmark houses, small houses, and newspaper. Okay, well, it's just a reprint. PCs in the party who follow a group patron give each other advantage on checks of a number of times per day. Your patron might likely be a family or family to your group and might not be on good terms with them. You have a different patron contacts by dreams, by letter, etc. Example include esteemed adventuring academy, ancient being, undead lich, this lich from Barovia from Ravenloft, new criminal syndicate, Eberron's Dark Lantern, spy agency, sovereigns like a king, queen, duke, duchess, or merfolk sovereigns. Why am I clicking this link and it's not opening? And a dragon. Psychics. This is what I was looking forward to that I have not been able to read for this whole goddamn video. How many more do I have? Literally just the sidekicks and then I'm done. Sidekicks first introduced into Unearth the Arcana. Boom. This one is way old, but then also have been reprinted in Essentials Kit. Sidekicks are NPCs controlled by the DM or the players. They can be customized. There is a sidekick class intended for new players or players who want to just chill, have a chilled experience. You can play as a warrior, expert, or spellcaster. Sidekicks still include applying a template to an NPC stat block, but also can be used to create NPCs. Jeremy Crawford sidekicks in the Essentials Kit were pre-built sidekicks using the Sidekicks system under the hood. The full sidekicks ruling based off the UA sidekicks, not the Essentials Kit. The 3 sidekick classes are Warrior, Expert, and Spellcasters. You can consider 3 brand new for the 5e. The classes are simple, elegant, and flexible. DMs or players can create characters with these sidekick classes. Sidekicks don't have to be persons. Have to be a person. There are 9 different sidekicks depicted in the book, including the wolf sidekick, who either is a wink or missing an eye. This is what I like, is you don't have to make them humans, and I kind of want to make like a bear NPC sidekick for these people using the Frostmaiden bear. Baseline rules. The creature takes a CR of half or lower and adding sidekick classes levels onto them. Spellcasters must be able to speak the language and thought. I'm not going to do the half. Probably just equal to the player's level or a CR of 1. Sidekicks, and there goes... Nope, music's going. Okay. Sidekick classes are even simpler than the UA sidekicks. Like, if the proficiency bonus increases, that's how it is for that level. Spellcaster sidekicks have 3 different starting packs of spells. Sidekicks should just match your current level when you join your party. Sidekicks could be used as a 0 level character before your character decides to class what class to make their main. You can multi-class sidekicks editing. Apparently, there are no actual rules presented for multi-classing sidekick classes with standard PC classes. The quote from Dragon Talk might have been referring to the idea of PC starting as a sidekick class, then deciding to go full-on PC class. If you want to play something untraditional, you can now do that in the Sidekicks class. Play a zombie, play a wolf, any creature as a CR half or lower. I'm not going to follow that rule at my thing. I'm going to make a homebrew rule. Spellcaster sidekicks has a lower spell progression than full casters, receiving 2nd level spells at level 5 and seems to be maxed out at 5th level spells. Warrior sidekicks classes appear to be a total of 3 attacks at level 15. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next video. I'm going to try to import this from Twitch over to YouTube. It should be up. And once it is, click the goblin in the bottom right corner of the video, right down there. So you can subscribe, hit the like button. I don't have the bell. I don't think I have the bill, but that's pretty much it for this document. There are more leaks coming out. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next video.